lovelies. Right, quick tutorial on how to get this going. Right, I've cut up another set for the back of the frame, but listen, this is just a really quick Halloween project. I've put these together already, so that's what you're going to need to do. And even if you don't have these and you're using another tutorial to just make the frames themselves, then do it exactly like this and make the frames up. Now, because I'm working, I don't want to get my head in. I'm going to try not to get my head in, but this is how I've done it. I've kind of lined it up at the bottom. I'm trying not to get my head in so you can still see me. I mean, if you watch me, then you'll be able to see me. See, I've kept it flat to the, you see, to the bottom so that I know that this is going to go straight. But if you haven't, go and have a look, because I've done tutorials on how to put these together if you do have them. Right, there is no simple way to doing this. Again, I'm going to apologise because you can probably hear myself shouting. He's playing. Right, no simple way to doing this. This is, you know, it's not an easy, oh, let's try and get these in that way. It's not easy. You've got to thread these all the way around. So we're going to thread them in first, and let's get them all the way around. Here we go. Once they come out one way, you should be fine. So thread them all round, thread them completely out of the first one at the bottom, and do start at the bottom as well, because that's where we're going to make our slit for the battery to sit at the back of it. I was thinking of doing this at the top, but I mean, you can change the frame around. You don't have to, you know, especially if you're not putting intricate things in. I actually realised I cut this one the wrong way round on this one, but don't worry, I'll cover it up with a spider or something. So I'm just threading these. Oh, let's try and do this on camera. I'm just threading these all the way through. We can always turn the frame upside down. I was thinking of maybe putting the battery pack on the back, because we might have to just make the same size little tiny box to sit at the bottom so the frame sits flat. And remember, this isn't going to be heavy either. This is going to be really light. That's better, so you can see what I'm doing. Let me move those out of the way, that would help. That's better, just so you can see what I'm doing. I mean, it's quite straightforward. Right, okay, so we need to leave this part out. Okay, we need to just leave this bit out, but we also need to make sure we've got enough lights going around the whole of the frame. So we're taking the next part and again threading them all the way through. I think it'd be a bit easier actually going up these tubes. Let's hope. Let us hope. Come on. We should do. Just give them some encouragement, and if not, we'll try and find something that we can put it out with. I haven't done this, so I'm coming on here completely. Oh, where are we? Come on. Are we stuck in the middle? I'm just thinking you probably would have been better to use a threader. What have I got? What have I got that I can push these through with? I'll tell you what I've got. I've got a ruler. Here we go. Let's use a ruler. We should, if we can get this. Oh, that just fits. How about that? Perfect. Oh, just about. I don't want to wreck the structure of it, but just push, give it a bit of encouragement. Push them up. That might have done it. A bit of encouragement. Push them all the way up. I think because these are quite long, I'm just thinking actually, oh, they're coming along. Probably what you would have been better to do is use a threader. So tie a piece of string. I don't want to ruin this frame, but tie a piece of string. Oh, tie a piece of string. Let's see if we can get this out this end, and thread it through that way, because I'm just thinking this is not going to work, is it? And this is going to get stuck now. We seem to be really stuck. I might have to come back and re-thread it. I'm just trying to see if I can actually get this out at the end. Oh, this is an easy project. This is an easy project, everyone. And then when you come to do it on camera, come on, here we go. I'm going to show you how to do it proper way. If I can actually get this one out. Sorry, I don't have to off camera. Oh, we're nearly there. It's coming. It is coming. Come on. I think the best way to do it is actually pull a piece of string, tie a piece of string to the top of your light, and then thread the string through and then pull the lights through. I've actually never worked with one as long as this with lights, so in hindsight, I can't actually get these out now. In hindsight, this was not a great idea to thread them through like this. I'm just seeing if I can pick up, come on, without damaging the frame, the light, because it's just stuck. Okay, right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's start that again. Let's start that again, because that is going to drive me absolutely mad. Right, have we got a bit of string now? Where is a bit of string? Let's have a look. We need a nice long piece, don't we, that's going to fit all the way through that tube. Right, we use a bit of this spooky ribbon. Right, tie it round the top of the light. This is the way to do it. Don't do it the way that I just did it. Struggle. And make sure you've got a nice piece of string as well, and not a Halloween piece. Right, let's do it this way, much easier. So let's drop our string through. Oh, how funny is this? Oh dear. Okay, right. What that's so funny is I'm going to come back, get a piece of string. I'm going to have to leave this in now because I've just done the bit to show you how. When I come back, right, let me go and get a piece of string and I'll be back. Right, I'm back. I'm back, right, okay. So the only way you can do this is how I've done it. Sorry, I can't even see what I'm doing. I've just tied, it's a pound, you know the coin things that you use for the trolleys, you need some weight to get this through this length, but it will come through, and then just pull it through that way. So you will have to, you know, pull the lights, put the lights in at the end, but it does come through much easier. So just weight it at the end. And don't do, she says, don't do what I do. Ah, there we go. It is working. It is working. You just need to give it just that bit of encouragement. So weight it. Get a bit of string. Get your trolley coins out of your purse and just weight it, and then it slides through. But you do need that. I normally work on much shorter projects. I've never ever done lights in one this length, but hey ho, there we go. That's what happens, you know, you learn. So I'm just putting these through, and obviously you need to make sure that you're getting enough lights in there as well. So you are going to have to, thinking on it, you are going to have to manipulate this quite a bit, and make sure you've got your batteries, because when you turn them on, you'll be able to see your lights inside. So here, maybe we just need, do you see what I mean? We need to have 2 in this one because we've got 2 here. So just keep them turned on, right? And then you can kind of manipulate the lights inside. You know, this isn't a Picasso. It's just a project for Halloween. So last one of these. So this is where that's, oh. I fed the wrong way. Oh, this is so funny. I'm gonna have to keep this in because you know what, my son will absolutely die watching this. I've put it in the wrong way, so it needs to be the other way around. So I'm gonna have to feed the lights back. I'm gonna have to feed the lights. I'm gonna have to take them out. Feed them. Feed them back through the other way. Okay, right. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna feed the lights through the other way. I'm gonna do it on 2 of them, but I'll come back and feed the lights through the other way. So now you know how not to do it. But I leave all my things in some. I'm going to leave this up, so if you fancy a giggle, you know, this is how not to do it. Right, I'm going to feed that the right way and I'll come back. Right. Back. Oh, I don't know. How funny. Well, anybody who watches my tutorials knows that I keep all my mistakes in. So that one is definitely going to be one for the bloopers. Right, where are we? So I did have it the right way. I just had it on the wrong side. I've turned it around a little bit. But if you just squeeze the side bits, the best thing to do, I'll tell you why there's a bit of an issue with these going through, is because these are the shallow bays and they've got a very thin frame. So if you're hand making them, there we go, that's through. If you're hand making them, make sure you give yourself a thicker part, a thicker width at the side, and then you're not going to struggle putting these lights in, you know. So give yourself a couple of centimetres as a frame, make it bigger, or possibly have a look at the other frames if you are a Tonic fan and just see. Now, I'm just having a look. We're going to have quite a few extra lights here. So I'm going to rough this out. You know, this is, I haven't done this, I haven't planned this because I thought it was going to be really easy. But the light side of it with these using these frames is worked out a bit difficult because they are a bit thinner. So in hindsight, maybe make frames a bit bigger. Right, so we've poured those. Now this is where, because I've got some excess of lights. I do have excess lights now over. So I'm thinking maybe we could actually use those excess lights now. I'm just having a look. So you can see it's not together at the corners. Let's just feed that one through the top there. Just want to manipulate that because these are going to all fit in like this, you see. Now that's going to come down. This is going to come out the side. Yeah, we will have to do a little bit of manipulating, but can you see we got there in the end? I don't know if I can quite get that on camera, but before I stick it down, I can just slightly, you can see it. You can, you know, it's a bit difficult because we're in daylight. I might just feed some more up here because we're lacking a little bit here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights. So I would say, I don't know how many there were in here. By the way, other batteries are available if you just saw those. I purposely covered them over. I'm just looking. Yeah, maybe I'll feed these through, and then what we're going to do is we're going to stick these corners down. So you're not going to have this problem if you are making your frames and you're going to make yours width you're going to make it a bit wider, okay? Let's just have a look. I just want to see how they're fitting in at the top because we've got a bit of wire coming down, so I'm going to have to manipulate that a little bit at the top. But do you see, you will make the width of yours, not this side, the inner side of it, you'll make yours a bit thicker. But can you see how we're coming along? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to feed some more of these excess lights through, and then I will come back when I've stuck these all down. Now once you've stuck them all down, you then are taking, this is all, by the way, you're definitely going to need some A3 card stock. So go down, pop down to the shop, and you will need some A3 card for this, A3 card stock. And if you are making the frames yourself, you're going to need a scoreboard as well. I'm just thinking you could do it, if you haven't got a scoreboard, you'll see in the tutorials that they show you, you can just measure your lines and then just put your ruler down and fold your paper over to give you your, you know, your line. I can't think, your lines that go into the paper. Sorry, my brain's gone now. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to stick these down and just manipulate these lights a little bit more around the frame. And you're not going to want to watch me doing that, but I'm going to feed them a little bit round, you see what I mean, and place them out, you know, a little bit more in the frames, feed them a little bit round. Right, so I'll be back in a second and we'll move on to the next step. My lovelies, I'm back. Right, I manipulated my lights a little bit and just used a pencil in the end. I just used a pencil to push the lights, you can see, so that they're much more spread out now, much more spread out. So I just sort of manipulated them and pushed them down. So it's not an easy process, but if you hand make them, it will be different because you'll have a bit bigger width, but it's possible. You've just watched me do it. If you can get the lights that have the wire, the LED wire, it would make it much easier. It's just that I've used these ones, but they do shine a lot better. It does make a difference. Right, so I've gone ahead and stuck all the corners down. So we've now got a proper frame. Now what I did, I just went over these lights. I didn't want to, I have got some black ones. You can get black lights, but then you wouldn't be able to do the white eyes. But then I suppose what you could do is maybe use a gold pen and make some eyes on there. Not so this isn't a Da Vinci. Right, what I've done is I just popped the we haven't stuck that down yet, so we can manipulate this. So it's not been stuck down, but all I've done is I've gone ahead and just drawn circles around these parts. Now I'm aware that some of you don't have die cutting machines. Let's just pop that underneath. You might not have die cutting machines. So all to do is craft knife, if I can find it underneath this mess. Yes, craft knife, and just cut an inner circle, but leave a little bit. So where your actual circle is, I mean, it doesn't have to be, you know, amazingly round. Just leaving sort of 5mm on each side of the circle, just so that we can get to the battery and the switch at the back to switch them on. So just cut a rough circle, you'll see it in a minute. Hopefully that'll do. Get that out. I think my craft knife is so unsharp. Oh, here we go, that's a bit better. Right, oh, just come in, cut that. You know, it doesn't have to be, remember this is just something that you're putting on the wall for Halloween, so it's not a Da Vinci. Right, can you see you've just got the outer edge as well of the circle, just so that you've got enough. That's your template to get to the battery, do you see, and get to the switch. So we're going to do the same on this side, but we just want enough so that we can stick it down as well to the card. So again, another circle, 5mm on the outside. You know, this is just something I've knocked up very roughly. So I haven't done a tutorial. You can clearly see I haven't done a tutorial beforehand because I've just literally roughed this out. You know, I promise for everybody that watches me, I know there's not many of you, but for everyone that watches me that does, you know, the tonic stuff, I do promise I will get back to more serious play. very, very soon. Right, let me just put my hot glue gun on, because I think this is going to be much quicker than wet glue. Right, let me move that out the way. Right, what I'm going to do while I'm just waiting for my hot glue gun to, let's put that down there, it's messy, God, I have to tidy up, is I'm just going to stick together, I've gone ahead and stuck the sides, but just so that you can see what I did, because I didn't show you, the other one was off camera. If you are you know, you've got these dies, all we do is we go in, can you see? Yes, you can see what I'm doing. It's the same ways, a little bit at the top and on of all of them. So you're going in here, this is for the back so that we've got somewhere to put our lights. All on the insides, just there, just a little bit at the top and onto the tabs. And I will do it all with wet glue this time so that you can see how they all go together. Now, maybe I'll work that way. I'll work that way, that's better so you can see that ish. Right, really easy. Slotting one into the other, into the other, into the other. And this is just, I'll just try and see, I don't know if you can see that on camera, because we're working with a large frame, aren't we? We've elongated the frame, so it's slightly different to work with a large frame than if you were just cutting the tonic frames down. But this is good for you to see, if you elongate them, how you can work with them. Now, this is a little bit bendy, but it won't matter when it's stuck down. And, you know, like I say, it's not Picasso da Vinci. This is just for Halloween. But you could do this, couldn't you? You could use your tonic, you know, to make a longer frame. That's what it's going to look like. So we'll just leave that there to dry, and that's going to be the back. And this is going to come together really quickly now. You know, we had a little of a mishap. Now, don't worry too much about this one being perfect, because this is just going on the back of the frame. So we've got somewhere to put our lights into, so it doesn't, so it will hang up on the wall properly. Now, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Let's just make sure that's not too big, because I did try and cut it down a little bit smaller than the original. Yeah, it's fine, because I didn't want it to stick out at the back of the other one. Let's just move that, manipulate that down a bit. That's perfect. Right, I'm just going to move that and pop that on the floor. Now, let's come back to our lights. Right, okay, we're going to hot glue gun this. So we're just going to put a tiny bit of glue, just making sure we've got enough from at the back. Let's hope this is, it might not be hot enough yet. Let's give it a go. Oh, don't know if we're hot enough yet. Are we hot enough? Are we? Are we? Are we? Might be. Might be. Just make sure you're getting it in between. You've got to get it on your circle. Oh, we're a little bit, we're not dry, are we? Let's just wait for that hot glue gun. I should have got that out earlier to do that. But you can see what we're going to do. This tutorial has gone horrendously wrong. I've made this look so difficult, but I promise you it's not. It's so easy. Let's just make sure they fit. Yes, so he's going to go over like that, right? All we're going to do is we're going to stick him onto the lights. We're just going to put some hot glue. You can do it with hot glue, or you can do it with wet glue and leave it to dry just around the eyes, so he is stuck on to here. I will do that properly, perfectly. Okay, so he's stuck onto there perfectly. Now, when we're putting our frame down, let's see if we can do this. I can actually do this while we're waiting. Now, you see, this is where our lights are going to be. Right, let's stand up for this. I just need to keep him there so that I know you know, so that I'm keeping it straight, if you see what I mean. So I've got a straight frame when I stick it down. All you're going to do is cut a little slit at the top. So just along, how am I going to do this? Just along here. So make sure you know that it's straight where you want to actually put it, where you want your frame to sit. And then I'm just making sure that is straight. Then all you're going to do is go in with a slit. See, actually, really it's better to stick this down first. I'm sorry, I'm just waiting for my hot glue gun to you know, to heat up. But stick the frame on first, just leaving this part out. So this is all stuck on properly, and then this part is left out. And all you're going to do is cut a slit just down to that corner, right? And that's where this will go. You're not going to see that, I promise. And that will go right at the back. So all you do is then cut down here, the side. So cut around with the scissors to cut out all the excess. And then all you're doing is sticking that on the back, on the back of the frame, onto the back. Once you've done this one, that is all you're doing. And hey presto, as difficult as I made that look, it really, really isn't. And it didn't really take a lot of time at all. So I don't know if that's stuck down, if that's hot enough. I really do have to wait a little bit. Let me come back. Let me come back. Right, my lovelies, we are now nearly finished. So all I did, I'm just sticking this now onto the frame at the back. I've turned this to the side so that you can there you go, you can see it. So I will show you what it looks like in the dark. I can't wait to actually see it. But I've actually stuck it on with glue, just wet glue, the back frame. Let's just show you. Can you see? See there? That's so that we've got room to put our battery pack in. Can you? Oh, let's hope. So that we've got room to put our battery pack, and it's not going to affect how it sits on the wall. So I've gone ahead and stuck that all down. I've stuck him on, and that's pretty much it. So that was so easy. Now, if you wanted to go even more, you know, if you wanted to make even more of this frame, you could, you know, cut pieces of cardboard sticking out. Like, see, like where we've got the horns on here. If you wanted to take it even further, you could cut horns coming out and maybe bend the paper round so that you've got, you know, so that it looks like there's horns coming out from the back of the picture. I might do that a little bit later. I might add to it, but that is basically it. Really easy. Well, I didn't make it look easy. I made it look pretty difficult, to be quite honest with you. But these are so light because it's all paper. Let's see if I can turn this on. Now, we've just got to go with the, let's just see. Let's just switch these on now at the back. And then look at that. That's really brilliant, isn't it? And in the dark, that's going to really shine. Have I turned that one on? I haven't turned him on, have I? I turned it on. Oh, I think we've got a, it needs a, oh, it is on. It is on. I can see it needs a bit of a, it is on though. Might have to replace that one, but that's the beauty of it. You can, you know, you can just replace the batteries. But yes, isn't that going to look amazing at night? I can't wait to see what that looks like. But just see how you can just turn a pound item into something that looks even better, you know, with lights for next to nothing, you know. Use, if you're tonic fans, use your tailored frames. If you're Poundland, you know, if you love Poundland and you like doing all these little projects, bringing them to life, then this is a nice little one that you can do, like I say, with the kids. So I hope you've enjoyed it. This has probably been one of my worst making tutorials ever. but you know now how not to do it as well, because I do keep my mistakes in, and how to do it. So yes, so if you want to give it a go, please give it a go, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.